right, Brawlers, you can't hear your music, but it's playing. Up first, we have number 1112, BF Skinner. Number 121, Dr. M. Hits Brown. Number 1212, Biscuits and Gravy. Number 13, Hydrogen Bomb. Number 14, Molly Walnuts. 15, Burstin' Bubbles. 2216, Swedish Meat Brawl. Number 32, that's a Narwhal. 255, Hexadecimate. 33, Double Dog Daria. Number 4, Mare. 76, Stone Fox. 7897, Unholy Ship. 802, Castle. And 923, Smash. And number 222, Cool Story, Bro. Thanks, guys. We love you. All right, and up next, we've got our Mass Attack All-Stars. Bobby, hit it.
All right, let's introduce your 2024 undefeated Mass Attack All-Stars. All right, we have number 10, Cleo Patronize. Number 1010, Bazooka Bubblegum. Number 1015, Linzania. Number 11, the L Word. Number 117, a Mandalorian. Number 13, Pixie Sticks. Number 209, Crash Spec. Number 218, Mac Daddy. Number 33, Lucille Fall. Number 4, Android. Number 414, Torpedo. Number 417, Killbot. Number 420, Mary Slane. Number 424, Jigsaw. Number 709, Vertigo Fast. Number 911, Skinner. And tonight's captain, number 28, Ricky Bobby. All right, let's give it up for the Mass Attack All-Stars. All right, the moment we have all been waiting for, we are about to kick this party off. The most classic matchup that Mass Attack could ever ask for, taking on the Bay State Brawlers. And we are off to the races. Wearing the first Jammer Star of the night for Mass Attack is none other than Android. manages to pick up a lead jam for her team right out the gate. All the action is hanging out over in turn 2, and Droid decides to call it off, picking up 2 points for Mass Attack and holding the Brawlers to 0 for Jam 1. All right, and we are off again. That is Mass Attack picking up another lead jam. Meanwhile, 1-2-1, Emma hits Brown hot on the trails of Bazooka Bubblegum. Bazooka goes ahead and does the hit it and quit it, picks up 4 more points for Mass Attack, somehow manages to hold Emma hits Brown to 0 on that one. That was a close one. We are rocking and rolling into Jam 3. Both jammers trying to make it out, but it is 2-5-2 for the Bay State Brawlers, who made lead jammer, but is now going to the penalty box. Oh, just kidding. Thought it was a penalty. It was not a penalty box. My apologies. That jam got called off. Neither team managed to pick up any points. All right, we are in Jam 4. The current score is 6 for Mass Attack, 0 for the Bay State Brawlers, but that can change at any second. Both jammers trying to get through. Everybody is settled around turn 1. We have our first penalty of the game. 9-2-3 is going to go over and sit. All penalties are 30 seconds unless there were multiple penalties or an egregious penalty or some jammer stuff, but we'll get into that later. Most standard penalties are 30 seconds, and then you get to come back and join the fun. All right, everybody hanging out right around turn 2. Linzania fighting to get through the pack, but does manage to sneak through. Picks up 4 more points for the All-Stars. Ooh, a nice hit from Ricky Bobby, holding number 802 Castle at bay for the Brawlers. Does manage to get through on an initial pass. Linzania coming into another scoring pass again. Decides to call it off right around turn 2, but Castle manages to put the first points for the Brawlers on the board, picking up a solid 2 points. All right, we are off again. Number 4, Mare, wearing the star helmet cover for the Brawlers, picks up lead jammer. For those of you who are new to roller derby, the person with the star on their helmet is the jammer. The jammer is the only person who can score points for their team. They do it by passing the hips of the opposing team's players, blockers, sorry, my brain stalled out there. And All right, our current score is 15-5 in favor of the Brawlers. Number 4, Android, picks up lead jammer for Mass Attack. Droid decides to hit that pack as quick as she can and try to sneak a point, which she did, and holds Bay State 2-0. All right, looks like we are going to take a little bit of a timeout, and this is a perfect time to tell you guys about shout-outs. If you would like to relay a message to a player out on the track, or an official, or a referee, or maybe even an announcer, you can head on over to the fan favorite MARD booth, and for $5, I will say whatever you'd like me to say.
I'll say it.
All right, and we have picked up yet another Mass Attack lead jam from 1010 Bubblegum. Bubblegum manages to pick up 4 points for Mass Attack. Meanwhile, the Brawlers got a solid 2 points on that jam. Our current score is 20-7 in favor of Mass Attack. All right, jam underway, and we are popping off with our penalty is a directional issued to 1-3 for Bay State. And number 10, Cleopatronize, manages to sneak through on lane 4, picks up a lead jam for Mass Attack. Meanwhile, we have a star pass. Our new jammer for the Bay State Brawlers is 923. Smash. And Cleo goes ahead and calls that off, picks up 4 more points for Mass Attack, 0 for Bay State.
Bay State's one of my favorite teams that we play against.
It's always a fun game, every single time.
Best frenemies.
You can feel the rivalry in the air. All right, and with a beautiful run up lane 4, number 4, Mare, picks up lead jam for the Brawlers.
Yeah, Linzania followed her right up, though.
Ooh, a wonderful, strong tripod from Mass Attack managed to hold Mare back, but not before Bay State picks up 4 points, holding Mass Attack to 0 on that jam. All right, here we go yet again. Bodies everywhere. Blockers trying to hold the jammers back. Both jammers still trying to fight to get through. The tripod of Pixie, Ricky, and Skinner is a very hard tripod. A nice hit out of bounds by 2-8 Ricky Bobby. Meanwhile, her teammate Pixie's going on over to the penalty box for the 30-second sit. Mass Attack tripod still holding number 121. Emma hits Brown back. That is a very sad place that Jammer is in right now. And Mass Attack picks up another 4 points. Meanwhile, Bay State getting recycled back again. He's gonna have to try to get through that tripod all over. Oh, and we have a very successful star pass. Our new jammer is yet again number 923. Ricky Bobby from Mass Attack heading on over to the penalty box. And we have a power jam for Mass Attack as 923 and 121 for Bay State goes on over to the penalty box. Let's see how many points Mass Attack can throw up on the board with the opportunity. Ooh, that was a strategic move, Screech.
The jam at a power jam to start the next jam with a power jam.
And not only is it a power jam, there's another blocker in the penalty box as well.
Yeah, there is. So they're starting down a blocker. Easy peasy.
That's like I'm
Knock
watching
on wood.
for it, right?
All right, let's see what we can do with this opportunity. You may be wondering why it's such a big deal that the jammer is in the penalty box. Well, if the jammer's in the penalty box, that means that they can't be outscoring any points. And all the blockers can just focus on getting their jammer through and throwing up as many points as possible. So far, Droid's made it on her initial pass. Now she's coming around for her scoring pass. The first time you go through the blockers, you don't get any points for your hard work.
And she's picking up an easy point every time she goes past the penalty box because there's a blocker seated there.
All right, and it looks like we had a star pass yet again in the tumble of bodies over there, and they are going to the penalty box. So we are hitting another power jam for Mass Attack. Let's see if Droid's still got the stamina in her. But if you know Droid, you know the answer to that is she's got it. Another 4 points for Mass Attack. All right, everybody's hanging out right around turn 3. Droid making some bodies hit the floor, but manages to pick up 4 more one more time. All right, and that is the official end of the power jam. Everybody is back out on the track. A lot of fast-moving stuff going on. Everybody settled in right around turn 1, trying to put a stop to the forward momentum of Bay State Brawlers jammer, but they do manage to make it out on the initial pass, and Droid decides enough is enough. And Droid got a 20-point jam. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for Droid? 20-point jam. Let's go.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about where Slay and I are sitting on turn 1 is that, you know, when the pack's on the other side of the track and you see the jammer get through and she's skating towards us, smile on her face, also wanting to die because, oh my God, what a...
That's a hard, long, hot experience. So we're taking a quick official timeout to check the floor for some water. It gets a little damp and a little leaky in here, and believe it or not, skates and water actually don't go together at all, and it can be kind of dangerous. This timeout is sponsored by Cove Surf and Turf. In its rightful little home by the sea, Cove Surf and Turf delivers quality service by a dedicated and experienced staff. Prices, recipes, and menu at this South End gem can be enjoyed indoors or out. All right, timeout is over. Jam 11 is on. The score is 52-10 in favor of Mass Attack. 1010 Bazooka Bubblegum is wearing the star for Mass Attack. 802 Castle wearing the star for the Brawlers. And I'm sorry, it's Jam 12, not Jam 11. My apologies on that one. Looks like we have a power jam for Bay State Brawlers as Bubblegum is heading on over to the penalty box for the 30-second sit. Let's see what Bay State can do with this opportunity. It may seem like 40 points is a big gap, but it really isn't. You can close that gap in just a couple of jams. All right, everybody settled over in turn 3, fighting to get through that tripod, but let me tell you, the Mass Attack blockers this year are on a whole different wavelength. All right, and that power jam is officially over. Zuka is back on the track. All right, it is going to be a full 2-minute jam on this one. It is a long, hot, sweaty 2 minutes, but the only way out is through. Another 4 points picked up by Zuka for Mass Attack. We have a star pass for the Brawlers. And with that, that jam is over and we are gonna try again. We're gonna do a little pretendy over redo on that guy right there. A little quick official timeout, but we're back at it. All right, here we go. We have Mare trying to run up lane 4 again, but did not make it this time. Meanwhile, number 10, Cleo Patronize, makes it out as lead jammer. Ooh, and a nice hit out of bounds by 2-2. Decides to go ahead and call that jam off. Bay State picks up 2 points and Mass Attack picked up 2 points. All right, both jammers trying to fight through the pack of blockers. At any given time, there are 4 blockers on the track and 2 jammers. Sometimes blockers and jammers get sent to the penalty box, but eventually they come back out. Bay State picking up a lead jam, number 255. All right, Bay State making it through, picking up 4 points. Meanwhile, Mass Attack is still fighting over in turn 4, trying to get through that Bay State Brawler tripod that doesn't not want to let them. Bay State picks up another 4 points. We have a star pass from Mass Attack. I believe that's the first one of the night for them. Our new jammer is 911 Skinner. All right, and that was an absolutely fantastic jam for Bay State. Chipping away at the divide, our current score is 66-24. We have roughly 10 minutes to go in the first half of the first game. There is another game this evening. We hope you stay and join us. Huge O played by none other than Torpedo. I could watch her play roller derby literally all day long, Screech.
I love when I'm out on the track with Terp and she just lays me right out on the floor. 10 out of 10. I would recommend it to a friend.
I think the worst hit I ever got was from Terp in a practice. I like woke up like 50 feet away from where I remembered closing my eyes.
I think one of my favorite hits I ever gave was to Terp, and it was like a huge accomplishment for me in my little baby derby career because she is such an absolute wall.
Most satisfying moment ever, I'm sure. All right, we have a lead jammer. Bay State coming out, picking up points for the team. Everybody is just hanging out over in turn 3. And a Mandalorian goes for the big apex jump and misses, but you miss 100% of the jumps you don't take, so we applaud you for that.
Michael Scott said that.
All right, Bay State decides to go ahead and call that off. Picking up another 3 points for Bay State. The score is getting chipped away at even more. They are 66-31. Mass Attack is going to go ahead and take this opportunity to call a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Dennis K. Burke. They are a family-owned business that is obsessed with customer satisfaction, supplying diesel, gasoline, and lubricants throughout New England and the Northeast for over 60 years. Burke is a name you can trust. Whether you need a mid-afternoon gasoline drop or you have a loading issue at a terminal at 3 a.m., we are awake and ready to help your business keep running on schedule. Up there is amazing. You're definitely going to want to stay and hang out. After the All-Stars play, the Bloody Bordens play. The Bloody Bordens is my favorite roller derby team of all time.
That's because it's the team we played on together.
It is. It is the team we played on together, and it was a beautiful, beautiful time.
It's also just the best team.
Now's a good time to run on over to the fan favorite jars, pop a couple of bucks in there, maybe pay for a shout out for one of your favorite players so they can know that you are thinking about them and supporting them. We would also like to thank Fiber Optic Center. They are an international leader in distributing fiber optic components, equipment, and supplies, and has been helping customers make the best cable assemblies in the world for over 2 decades. Striving to make the business part easy, we offer outstanding personal customer service, low or no minimum purchase order values, and from stock delivery on industry-leading products and technology. Mass Attack couldn't do it without Kilroy Moving Brothers. But we're going to talk about them a little later. Live in suspense. Okay, here we go. Mare picking up lead jammer for Bay State Brawlers. Coming through with a little jazzy motion, picks up 4 points and decides to do the hit it and quit it, holding Android at 0. The current score is 66-35, still in favor of Mass Attack, but the Brawlers are chipping away. 0 points the last 3 jams. Oh, an absolute nice run up lane 4 from 255. Definitely thinking that they were out, but little did they know that 424 was waiting to hit them out of bounds. Looks like we have a power jam for Mass Attack. Let's see what number 1010 Zuka can do with the opportunity. All right, manages to sneak through turn 3, picks up another 4 points for Mass Attack, ending that couple of jam cold streak they had going on. Fighting to get through all of the blockers built up over in turn 4. Zuka gets out, throws another 4 points on the board. Ooh, and a nice little hop, skip, apex action. Number 255 getting through on their initial pass for Bay State. Droid decides to go ahead and call that jam off. That was a 12-point jam for Droid. She is, oh, I'm sorry, for Zuka. Absolutely phenomenal skating.
Droid is a mainstay of the Mass Attack All-Stars, and we love her so much. We always want to give her all the credit, but she's just one skater. We have so many more incredible All-Stars.
You are right. The man, the myth, the legend, though, for sure.
For sure.
All
and
right.
a shout out to Mandroid, too. Our little Tape Ninja Mandroid.
All right, we have both jammers fighting very tight, very organized tripods right now. Everybody's kind of settled in between turn 1 and turn 2, but it is going to be none other than Mass Attack's Cleo that pushes through the pack, picks up another lead jam. We have an official star pass and a beautiful apex jump, Cleo. Let's go, good job. All right, still fighting to get through that tripod, but I'll tell you what, being in between Pixie and Ricky Bobby is a hard, sad, sweaty place to be, friends.
It's a nightmare.
But Smash does manage to smash through that tripod for Bay State. All right, things are really starting to heat up down here. We have 4 minutes left of the first half of this game. Linzania just snuck through lane one skate up, picking up lead jam for Mass Attack like she do. Meanwhile, number 4, Mare, getting hit out of bounds, recycled back again, but has made it through on the initial pass. We got a blocker from Mass Attack's going to be caught in the box where they will do their 30-second sit. The current score is 95-35. We have 3 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. During intermission, pop on up to Reds and get yourself something cool to drink or hot to eat. All right, only 2 blockers out for Mass Attack, but it is Skinner and Pixie Sticks. You could not ask for 2 finer blockers to represent you. Pixie giving Skinner a little bit of a boost to get her all the way over to lane 1, and did manage to hit the blocker out of bounds and recycle them through again. But Bay State did manage to get out as lead jam. Murr. All right, as one of the Mass Attack blockers comes out, another one went into the penalty box. This jam's going to be called off. Bay State picked up 4 points on that jam, managed to hold Mass Attack to a big fat 0. All right, this might be the last jam of this half of the game. We shall see what happens. Android just pushing people out of her way. Right up lane 1 is going to pick up lead jammer. Meanwhile, everybody for Mass Attack is in the penalty box right now but Kill. So Kill played some offense for her team and managed to get Droid through. That's the best thing you possibly could do in that scenario, and she did it wonderfully.
Kill's another all-star you don't want to take a heavy hit from.
No, abso-freaking-lutely not. That was a lot of chaos, but it seems like a lot of the players made it out of the penalty box. Let's see what we got here. Well, the penalty box is sitting at an even 1-1 tie. Each team's at an even disadvantage. All right, this will definitely probably be the last jam of the first period.
Definitely, probably. Nothing's certain in Derby.
It's true. All right, Zuka picking up a lead jammer for Mass Attack, but Mare is literally on the heels. And that didn't quite work out the way that Zuka was hoping it would, but Bay State picked up 4 points and Mass Attack picked up, I think, 3?
Looks like 3.
And that is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and with that whistle, period 2 of the game is officially underway. First jammer to get out is going to be Mare, running up lane 4 over in turn 2, picked up a lead jam for the Brawlers. Hitting the Mass Attack tripod, a quick drop, but does manage to sneak through, picking up 4 more points. Meanwhile, Droid still trying to fight to get through the initial pass, hanging out in between lanes 1 and 2. Drops to one knee and does a sneaky little action. Manages to save herself from getting hit out of bounds. Meanwhile, Mare does pick up another 4 points for the Brawlers. That is a 12-point jam. Little jammer on jammer action. Hitting Droid out of bounds. And Mare picks up another 4 points before calling it off. That is a 12-point jam for the Brawlers. Chipping away at the divide. Our current score. All right, another lead jam from Mass Attack from 1010 Zuka. 1-2-1 fighting, trying to get past Lucille Fall. Manages to sneak through as well. Mass Attack picks up 4 points. Decides to do the old hit it and quit it and calls Bay State off, holding them to 0. Ooh, that was a quick lead jam for the Brawlers. Running straight up lane 4, number 255. And that jam was called off. And they are going to go ahead and issue a cut on the jammer for Bay State. That means that Mass Attack has the opportunity to start on a power jam. In addition to it being a power jam, one blocker is in the penalty box, meaning that Linzania only has to deal with 3 blockers and gets 4 points for the price of 3.
Linzania doing some hard hits getting through that pack.
Takes a hit and keeps on trucking.
She's given those hits today.
Lynn's getting hit out of bound right in between the lane, turns 3 and 4. Fighting to get through a Bay State tripod that does not want to let her in at all whatsoever. Meanwhile, Bay State also trying to get through the tripod over there in turn 4. All right, Linzania, at the encouragement of her team, decides to call it off before Bay State has the opportunity to grab any points. Mass Attack does manage to throw some up on the board that jam, another 4 points, 8 points. Ooh, and we had a nice run straight up lane 3 from Mandalorian, wearing the star for Mass Attack. Decides that she doesn't want any action at all, was shaking her head no very visibly. But that's okay, that's her prerogative. If you're lead jammer, you're the one controlling the action. The lead jammer is the person who can decide when the jam ends. Nobody else has the right just that jammer. There's one other person with a fancy helmet cover out on that track. That person is called the Pivot. They are technically just a regular old blocker, but they are the only person on the track who can take the star from the jammer. Jammers do that for a variety of reasons, but normally because they're stuck in the pack and they're having a hard time getting out, so they decide to throw it to their teammate to see if they can maybe have better luck than them.
Except they don't throw it, they have to pass it off. Otherwise, that is an illegal star pass.
Yes, definitely no throwing at all. Both jammers getting recycled back. The action is happening in turn 3. Terp playing some nice offense for Droid, managed to get her through, but she did get knocked out of bounds anyway. Has to skate in all the way behind the jammer. That knocked her out. And that jam is over. Mass Attack picked up another 4 points. Bay State was held at 0. Our current score is 122 to 61. All right, here we go. Jam 7 well underway. Everybody fighting to get through. Let the bodies hit the floor. But it is 1-0, 1-0 Zuka that managed to pick up the lead jam for Mass Attack yet again. She is absolutely on fire tonight. And it looks like we have a last-minute penalty being issued over to Bay State. All right, we are going to go ahead and do a quick timeout. And Mass Attack is going to be starting on a power jam and with an extra man advantage. Or a minus man advantage, I guess.
That's a big win for an official review. That's some severe consequences.
And that's
what it do.
That's part of Mass Attack's strategy, is playing smart. Knowing the rules, knowing how the game works, knowing when to call timeouts and when to review things. It's all part of the strategy. Mass Attack's coaches have been phenomenal. They've been working so hard this year, and the proof is in the pudding.
True that. And I want to do a shout out to all of our coaches. For your All-Stars today, you've got Amanda Conda, aka Buns, as your jam coach. You've got Laura as a bench manager. You got Mad Bama Jamma as a flex coach. And I know I see Elward out there as a third base coach. And same thing goes for the Brawlers. They've got Polytechnic and Ace of Aches as their bench staff. I know I've seen Damsel of Distress out there, third base coaching too.
It's really helpful to have those coaches in lime time telling you what to do. They can see the whole game while all you can see is the forest through the trees kind of thing, you know? All right, that was an absolutely wonderful jam for Mass Attack. They managed to pick up 3 points in that jam.
I got one on my head too, and I went to go wipe up the spot that's on the line, and it dripped right on my hand. I was like, wow.
All right, that was a beautiful push and shove right through the center of the pack from Linzania. Picked up a lead jam from Mass Attack like she is not playing around. Meanwhile, MARD managed to get through with some amazing offense real quick from their teammates. That was nicely done. And Lanzania decides to call that jam off. Picks up 4 points for Mass Attack and holds Bay State to 1 point on that jam. Very nicely played.
Did you say we really need to stop spitting over here? I don't know, he said something to us. I don't know if he was joking. I think the ref. I think he said,
Every once in a while you take your own teammates out, and that's just what happened, but that's all right. 4-2-4, Jigsaw's going to be heading on over to the penalty box to sit for 30 seconds, while the rest of the team tries to fight to establish a lead jammer. Everybody's hanging out right around turn 2, but it is going to be the Brawlers that pick up that distinction. Both teams have one blocker in the box and are evenly disadvantaged. All right, and that time, Bay State picked up 4 points and managed to hold Mass Attack to a goose egg 0. Our current score is 133-67. But we still have 18 minutes left in this game. A lot of stuff can happen in 18 minutes.
It's true. Second half, you get that second wind and decide, I'm going to crush them.
Ooh, here we go. Some nice foot action, and number 255 runs up lane 4 and manages to pick up a lead jammer. Meanwhile, coming into turn 2 is when the Brawlers lost a droid. The lane opens up just a little tiny bit extra in turn 2, and that is why most of the time that is where your jammer gets out. It means there is more lane for the blockers to cover ever so slightly, but it is enough to make the difference. You know, Screech, I have to say, I can't believe we haven't done a single shout out tonight.
Yeah, what's up with that?
You can head over to the fan favorite table and write a shout out to your favorite players. We have a very intense race going out on the track. You can see it in both jammers' faces. That was a 0-0 race.
Those are always so much fun to be in and to watch. I love this sport. I love watching this sport. I smile like a goon the entire time. When I'm reffing, I'm smiling the entire time.
Is that allowed? Are refs allowed to smile?
Oh, nobody's watching. Just kidding. I'm smiling for everyone.
And that was a run up lane 1 for the Brawlers. Number 1-2 picking up a lead jam. All right, and the Brawlers managed to pick up 3 points on that jam, holding the All-Stars to 0 yet again.
How bad did I just wipe off my eyeshadow? Okay, I did. Like right here.
All right, just under 15 to go, and we are back at it.
Huh? Okay.
Linzania did some crazy backwards leg stuff, but it did not work out for her. She did skate out of bounds, but she knows she needs to legally re-enter behind the player that hit her out of bounds, and if not, she'll go to the penalty box. Manages to pick up a nice, cool lead jammer, but we've got some jammer on jammer closeness going on here.
Calls it off before that jammer hits the pack, though.
Linz is a smart player.
She's a good noodle. But yeah, let's get some shout-outs going, people. If you don't have cash on you, we can do Venmo, PayPal. Your skaters might not hear them right now, but when this game goes up on YouTube on Monday, they will.
Ooh, a huge hit out of bound on Amanaconda. Is going to have to go ahead and skate all the way to the back and try again. Those Brawlers are living up to their name and hitting hard, but a Mandalorian ran up lane 4 and managed to get out. Congratulations, that was a good lead jam. Everybody's skating pretty fast, the whole dang old pack. A Mandalorian decides to call that off, but not before Bay State managed to pick up 3 points real quick.
I know, White 4 had a heck of a time getting through that MARD wall, but she did. And she snuck some points in, too.
What is that?
All right, Jam 1-6 happens to be my favorite number. Maybe
Why is
that means no particular reason. Maybe that means Droid's gonna throw 16 points up real quick for us. Just no big deal, no big ask. All right, both jammers and all the blockers settled right in around turn 1, trying to get through. Killbot recycling the jammer, making Dr. Emma Hits Brown work for it. Emma Hits Brown getting hit out of bounds yet again with a little defeated look on her face, is gonna try to get through one more time.
Well, she has her cover up. She might be thinking about a star
and
pass.
we have a mass attack power jam. See, I predicted this. Droid's gonna give us a quick 16 points.
She's at 8 so far, and we got another 40 seconds left. She's looking kind of tired, though. There are some tough walls out there. But that's why you have 4 other skaters out there to help you out.
I will say Bay State is not going to let her throw up a quick 16 on this jam. That tripod is fighting. All right, White 1-4 is going to the penalty box for a multiplayer block, although they do not realize it yet. All right, and Mass Attack managed to pick up 8 points on that jam, 12 points on that jam, even better. Our current score is 145 to 77.
Guess what? We got a shout out. And it's for Droid. Keep on doing your thing, Droid. We love you. And a big thanks to Mandroid for taping the track. Love the Droid family.
Aw, that was sweet. We were just talking earlier about how much we love that Mandroid is always here too.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
All right, right, here we go yet again. We have a mass attack lead jammer by 1-0-0. 1-0-1-0. Zuka also managed to just pick up 4 points for the cause. All right, and Mass Attack decided to call that off. Zuka picked up 8 points that jam. I'm sorry, they picked up 7 points that jam, and Bay State picked up 3. Man, now the shout-outs are coming.
I love it.
All right, Mare picking up an easy lead jammer for Bay State. Meanwhile, Cleo getting hit out of bound, recycled to the pack, has to try again, but does manage to push the way through the herd, but not before Mare picked up 4 points. Looks like we might have a little jammer on jammer action here.
I feel like that was a penalty.
It was not legal though, yes. That was definitely a penalty. But you know what? It was fun to watch. But now Bay State does have a power jam. All
Number 4
right.
sneaking up the inside.
But at what cost? At what cost? Yeah. Doing it for the fans. All right, that Mass Attack tripod is doing a fantastic job of holding Mare back. Decides to call off the jam, but Cleo did make it out, so we are going to be going into the next jam with a full house, all skates on the track. All right, fun times out on the track yet again. Both teams are trying to get out. Meanwhile, we have a bridge. You may notice there's one player kind of standing in the center. It's because the two packs aren't allowed to get too far away from each other. If they do, penalties start being issued. The teams have to disengage with each other. So players can literally create what they call a bridge, and you can bridge as many people out as you want to or need to keep the game playing.
Yeah, it's not as you want to, it's as you need to. Otherwise, you're getting a penalty for destruction of pack or failure to reform.
Oh,
And trust me, Screech knows she's a ref.
am I supposed to use
Technically. Sometimes.
I tried reffing one time, but my dyslexia was a problem. Instead of blowing the whistle and putting my hand up to call lead jammer, I would drop the whistle out of my mouth, and it caused a problem. All right, Lanzania looked like she was going to run up lane 1 in turn 3 for some sneaky action, but did get hit out of bounds. But managed to do that sneaky action this time. A nice 4 points for the team, decides she's had enough and calls it off.
Well, she just did a
Ricky Bobby heading on over to the penalty box where she will join one of her other teammates. Mass Attack will be starting the next jam at a 2-man disadvantage. Mass Attack is going to call a timeout.
And this game is also brought to you by Teamworks of Seekonk. I wonder where that is. So Teamwork Seekonk, formerly One Sports, is a large indoor sport and recreation center located in Seekonk, MA. The facility provides fun programming for the whole family, including sports leagues, camps, clinics, birthday parties, special events, and more. This facility includes indoor turf fields, indoor sport court, actually it's a wood floor now, batting cages, outdoor grass field, banquet room, Red's Kitchen, physical performance therapy, and all-in fitness.
Yes, they have been an absolutely wonderful host, and Mass Attack is very grateful for the opportunity to be homed here. This is Mass Attack's permanent home. It's where they practice all of their practices, skate all of their scrimmages, and of course, host all of their games.
How many leagues are lucky enough to have a floor with a roller derby track permanently painted onto it?
Honest to God, not very many of them, let me tell you. We have skated in some weird warehouse thingies, and this is an absolutely wonderful home to have.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah. I think Punky was right about the wind blowing it around.
All right, we are down to the final 4 minutes of this absolutely exciting roller derby game that we are having today. It's going to be Mare picking up a lead jammer for the Bay State Brawlers. Tonight's game is sanctioned. That means that the outcome of tonight's game will affect both teams' international standings. After this, the Bordens will be taking the field for nothing but glory and bragging rights.
Nice little hop, skip, and a jump by Vertigo Fast.
All right, Mare managed to run straight up lane 4 and pick up those 4 points right quick. Ooh, a nice stop from 911 Skinner. Fell down, but still stopped Mare in her tracks. Mare is getting her team absolutely pumped up. Everybody on the track is looking a little hot and a little tired, but we have got 2.5 minutes to go, and they've got to finish it. That was an absolutely huge jam. Mare managed to pick up 19 points for Bay State. Congratulations, Mare.
Amazing.
Vertigo Fast managed to slap 8 points up on from Mass Attack, and that ain't nothing. Our current score is 178 to 126. Another Bay State lead jam from number 121, Emma hits Brown. We have a multiplayer block being issued to number 14 for Bay State. Bay State picks up 4 points for the cause. Answered by another 4 points from Cleo. Oh, Cleo did some absolutely beautiful toe stop turning work in lane 1. Snuck right through that pack and picked up 4 points. That is what training and dedication looks like. Another 4 points.
Just tiptoeing right through.
Oh, no. To the penalty box. A power jam for Bay State. They will start the next jam off on their power jam.
And this is going to be the last jam with 30 seconds left in the half.
I cannot handle that. That is too much suspense for me.
I think
reminder-
that's the humidity. No, I think that's the humidity.
A reminder, you are allowed to come and stand on the edge of the track once the game is officially over and high-five the players as they skate by. And oh, how the tables have turned. We have a mass attack power jam now. The Bay State jammer will sit for the same amount of time that the mass attack jammer sat for.
And Mass Attack takes lead jam right there. Just because you started in the box doesn't mean you can't become lead jammer.
Things can always get better. All right, that was a short. All right, the power jams are over. Everybody is back on the track. We are officially out of time, but this puppy's gonna play out. What a dramatic way to end a dramatic game. I love roller derby, love it. I hope you stay and watch the Bordens play. They are the best roller derby team that's ever been invented. It's a fact. Mass Attack picked up another 4 points. Oh, and a big old hit out of bounds from Ricky Bobby. Doesn't actually matter because Ricky skated out of bounds too, but it was cool to watch. All right, and Cleo has called it off. This game is over, kaput's done. This is not the official score. This is an unofficial score, but it looks like it was 198 to 137. You are welcome to come on out and stand by the ring and get a high five. And that is it. That is our official score, 198 to 137. Congratulations to the still undefeated Mass Attack Roller Derby All-Stars. You guys voted. Your fan favorite is 255 Hex. Come on out and get your award. They're beautiful. Thank you. And for Mass Attack, we have number 4, Android. Come on over and get your award. Oh, there you are. Congratulations to both of our fan favorites.